Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sun. Happy Sunday. And welcome to today's episode of Shay's Wellness Club Q&A accountability sessions. Thank you for joining us today as we've gotten through another week. We've gotten through another week to want to do better, be better, and just thrive through 2026 and beyond. And I just want to thank you for joining us today. And if you could be so kind as to give this video a like, share, comment if you like anything that you hear today, your favorite moments from last week, or just let me know what you would like to hear about, or send in your questions as well. Thank you. Still getting my bill. All right, thank you. Well, I guess you get to see some of the setup because what's going on? I want to know, how is everyone's week this week? Um, Mine has been amazing. I have some great news to tell my wellness warriors and my viewers. I am excited to announce, um, and it's going to be good. This is going to be a great episode, and but hey everyone, thanks for joining me. You're alive. Okay, so we're gonna go over some questions today on how, ways to lose weight naturally, holding each other accountable, but also just sticking to the program this go around. I want to let you guys know of some great news, and also to let you know about this new product that I'm trying that I really like. Yeah, I'm just passing around the knowledge. Let me see. Okay, thank you guys for joining. Isn't she cute? Anyways, so I'm gonna make sure that everyone's on. Okay, so I wanted. People were asking, how did the transformation challenge go? And I am proud to announce that they brought it to four winners. They did. They end up doing four winners. I'm gonna do this one more time on this thing. Anyways, and if you see me looking off, I'm looking off to my notes. So please forgive me. I'm working on making my notes closer to my thing. I'm actually gonna figure out how to do a whole different setup in here. So bear with me. But okay, so you guys know that I've been part of the transformation challenge at my gym. And in order for you to be eligible, there's a couple perks if you win. If you or critiques or the thing is, if you lose at least 3% body fat and go to your personal training sessions, which you get to, you are eligible to get your money back. Of course, it costs to do the challenge. So if you lose at least 3% body fat, you get your money back, which can go towards, different things at the gym or, a couple months free and stuff like that. And also, there's two winners, two female winners, that's over 40 and under 40. And then there's two male winners, which is under 40 and over 40. So when it came down to it, and I told you guys that when I did my last weigh-in, the trainer that did my last weigh-in was real optimistic and everything. Well, it's great to find out that I did win the challenge. I won the challenge at my gym, the Transformation Challenge of 2026. I am so thankful. I'm so proud of myself. The fact that I won is amazing, but now I get my money back at that. But it's a great prize of $250, which can definitely go towards my business, go towards my brand. So I am excited to get some things done that I need to get done, and it's a good boost to my business, And also, I did this also for my wellness warriors because I know you guys are cheering me on, but also I wanted to implement the things that I've learned in the transformation challenge into our next transformation challenge. And speaking of which, our Unbig Art Back challenge is not done. The deadline is not over. We will be starting June 1st, and we will be doing our 6-week program. Now, this 6-week program is going to entail one online workout session, or you can come with me to the gym once a week, or you can and also it's going to come with some meal plans. It's going to come with a checklist. It's going to come with some accountability sessions that's different than our Sunday sessions as well. So if you're interested, if you want to bring a friend to, bring a friend. It might be extra perks for that. But yes, I won the transformation challenge at my gym. They said this is the second time they've done the transformation challenge, and actually from the first time, the number of people that joined has doubled. So it's the fact that I won the women's division under 40, and I love that they did an under 40 over 40, because there's people, it was like, I don't know, maybe 60 people that joined the challenge or so like that. And the other lady that won that was over 40, she came and I met her and she looks great. The two guys that came, I mean, the two guys that won the challenge, they didn't even go to the extra classes because they're just guys and they just, they just got it like that. But I'm so thankful for the extra classes that I was able to attend that helped me boost. Oh, and I want to let you guys know the stats because okay, you won, but what does that mean? Not only did I win, I was able to win $250 plus my money back that I put in towards joining. So that was over a $300 win type of thing. And then I lost 15 pounds in 6 weeks. Can I get a applause? Can I get a hallelujah? Can I get a thank you, Jesus? Okay, because I was telling you guys how I was so mad that I've gained weight since last year, and I wanted to really take this transformation challenge seriously. When I started this challenge, I did it to win, and the fact that I actually won, I'm so thankful for. And I might do it again, not just to win, but just to lose extra 15 more pounds, because I will lost. The fact that I lost 15 pounds in 6 weeks just shows not just me, but my wellness warriors that it can be done with real dedication, with real accountability, with dedication. You can really lose the weight you're trying to lose without cutting corners, without thinking that you can't do it. You really can. So I lost 15 pounds, and in order to get our money back, we had to lose at least 3% body fat. I lost 4% body fat, and I think that was my edge. A lot of people have lost. I think someone lost more weight than me, but I lost more body percentage. So they was going mainly on that because a lot of people. Not a lot of people, but some people lost weight but lost muscle as well. And me, it showed by me losing 4% body fat that I gained muscle and lost fat, if that makes sense. So that was my edge, and I'm so thankful. It really helps I was eating my butt off, but eating the right things, and also, of course, I was staying active. I was going to the gym like 6 days a week to get it done in 6 weeks. Now, am I still going 6 weeks now? 6 days a week now? I kind of want to stay with the 6 weeks, but I also feel like my body needs more proper rest. So I'm going to go back to 5 days a week. But I'm considering maybe one day a week I'll go do a cardio. I don't know. Long story short, I'm thankful that I was able to get that done. And I appreciate those that have been encouraging me to keep going. It really wasn't easy. I really didn't feel like doing it some of those days. Like, who feel like going to the gym 6 days a week all the time? No. Okay, and I did it for 6 weeks, pretty much in a row. So I just thank everybody for being there for me and just keeping me through my journey. Now we're gonna get to some questions here, and I appreciate you guys for joining. And if you guys have more questions about the wellness challenge I'm starting, the Unbig Our Back challenge, I plan on losing more weight, and I want my wellness warriors to join me. It's going to be a great time. We're going to have fun, and through the end of our 6 weeks, we might do a lunch, or we might go out to lunch. We might do a group class, or something fun that I think we will enjoy. So if you're interested in something like that, please inbox me, and I would love to put you on the list. I'm going to have this for June 1st, our Unbig Our Back challenge. So if you're interested in losing some weight, I am proof that you can get a lot done in 6 weeks. It really depends on your work, how much you work out, how much you're getting your, calories in, calories out thing. And also what helped me a lot was intermittent fasting as well. I think that was a good part of me not overeating, stuff like that. But feel free to let us know what you want to do. So some questions we're going to go over. And today we're going to do more of a storytelling type of thing too. Because I think what really helps you guys and what helps me as well is when I tell you guys about stories that are relatable. That's really happened to me. Again, I want to thank those that joined our very, very personal wellness journey accountability session last week for Mother's Day. It was actually a great day for, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't a bad day at all for me, and stuff like that. And we were able to get a lot out. We were able to really talk about some really important things when it comes to grieving, when it comes to our moms, when it comes to just being emotionally stable, when it comes to that, learning how to move through the grieving and how to use it as fuel to keep going. You know what I mean? So a lot of you don't know. Well, a lot of you might know. I a big part of my wellness journey is my mom was a very big inspiration. So that's why I just chose to have Mother's Day to not be so sad and horrible for me. Thank God. But it really was a great day to remember my mom, be thankful for my mom, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here. And I was also able to enjoy my grandmother. And if it wasn't for her, I really wouldn't be here. So I just want to thank all the moms that joined us last week for Wellness Club. And if you haven't saw the last episode, go check it out. It's on YouTube right now. You can watch the full episode. You don't have to watch particularly visually. If you want to listen to it on the treadmill, while you're taking a walk, while you're, just listening to the background, just, thinking of things that you might not have thought about before when it comes to grieving with your mom, stuff like that. I really encourage you to watch it and share it to a friend, share it to an enemy, share it to a coworker, share it to a sister, share it to a family member. Thanks for that. Um, so I'm gonna answer some questions live, and so if you guys see me looking to the side, please, forgive me. I'm looking at the questions. I'm not being lazy or anything. Okay. Um, why do I always start my weight loss strong? Why do I always start my weight loss journey strong and then fall off? This is a great question. Um, there's been many times where I've been motivated, disciplined, then life hits, stress hits, and it can really impact your whole journey and your momentum. Um, Times where everything slipped. So there's been times where I've definitely fallen off. For instance, last year, I really thought that, my mom that passed away, I thought her death was going to really make me fall off my wellness journey. And I was very aware of that, because I know a lot of people that when they have a loss in the family, or when they're going through grief, or even when they're going through a difficult time in general, they stress eat, they put emotional eat, and they just really kind of drown themselves with, drinking sometimes, which adds on the fat, and also just eating junk just to make you feel better. So I was very aware of that. And one thing that helped me deter me from that was not me thinking in my mind to I made sure that in my mind I wouldn't allow junk food to make me happy. If that makes any sense. I didn't really have a comfort food. What really got me through it was adding an extra day exercise. Before my mom passed, I only went to the gym 4 days a week, and now I go 5. So that was a good day. It was just a good distraction. What helped me going through grief is when I find a healthy distraction. There's addictions everywhere when it comes to drinking, smoking, um, uh, just trash TV, stuff like that. And what I really like to do is find a healthy distraction or a healthy addiction, if that makes sense. I know addictions are usually a bad thing, but when you're addicted to the gym, it kind of makes you better. It kind of puts you in a greater place. When you're addicted to praying all the time, when you're addicted to giving gratitude when you don't feel like giving gratitude, when you really have real self talks with yourself. I ain't gonna lie, I talk to myself, and I talk to myself, I talk to God, which really helps get a lot of things out there. And if you someone that talks yourself through things, raise your hand because I'm with you. And what helps me get through it is just finding that healthy balance. So a time where I started strong was when I knew I was aware that that was a possibility. It kind of pushed me to distract myself to the point where I'm working out, eating right, working out, eating right, working out, eating right. And then shortly after I got married and stuff, I was starting to like celebrate too much. Not celebrate too much, but just like drinking my wine, celebrating and stuff like that. But and well, a lot of people don't realize that liquor, even wine, yes, wine too, can throw us off our game. It's very hard to burn calories, burn fat when we're drinking because liquor stays around our stomach and stays in our muscles and stuff like that a little longer than it's supposed to, which makes it harder for us to burn calories. So, no, my mom's death didn't uh have me like gain a lot of weight, but shortly after that momentum of me getting kind of obsessed with the gym and obsessed with eating right and stuff like that, I did fall off. But you know what? What really helped is when you're very self-aware. Being self-aware is going to be so important in this journey for you because you're going to look like me. A lot of people say, "What made you kind of decide or think, "Hey, what's wrong? What made you want to lose weight?" A lot of people, I always say to my wellness warriors, when I looked myself in the pictures, when I was, changing how I looked in pictures, the way I was positioning myself in pictures and seeing that, oh wow, my stomach's getting big, oh my face getting round, oh my arms getting, because they were getting sculpted and everything, my body was looking good. And then I realized, being mindful of my pictures, I'm like, girl, here we go again. Me starting to enjoy sugar again, enjoying sweets and stuff like that. And it's okay to do it once in a while, but I'm just that type of person that if I have sweets 2, 3 times in a week, I'm gonna fall off completely, right? So I had to get back on track. So why do I always start my weight loss journey strong and fall off? Well, that's because we start getting comfortable once we start seeing our results. I start getting too used to me seeing my muscles, looking good in photos, seeing my back looking smaller and stuff in pictures, seeing my dresses look really good in photos. And then I was like, okay, I could I could enjoy myself this week, or I could enjoy myself this week, or I could enjoy myself this weekend. And then you get too comfortable. And that's what I did. I got too comfortable. You have to always think and remember in your mind, this is a journey that you can't give up on, that you can't let go, you cannot slip. Now, are you going to just, enjoy candy here and there and cake here and there? Yes, but don't get too comfortable with how you look. That is something that I had to learn from myself. Don't get too comfortable on how I look. Like, oh, I look fine. I'm almost at my goal weight. Or I actually got to my, well, not my ultimate goal weight, but I was so close. I was 12 pounds. Actually, I was probably 8 to 12 pounds away from my goal. And I let it go like that. I was so close and I celebrated too early. And that's something that I hope I can help somebody with in their wellness journey. And yes, I do wellness and strategy sessions on weight loss and wellness journey. So we can get to the, not to the bottom of things, but really get into the nitty gritty of how we can really stay consistent in this journey. Because it's sometimes it just takes that other extra person to tell you, oh, well, maybe if you tweak this or you tweak that. There was a friend recently that I had a wellness session with, and she was like, Sharday, I eat too much peanut butter. I just love peanut butter, but I didn't realize it adds calories. And I had to tell her I had the same situation. So what I do, when we had our strategy session, that's how I go through, like, what is holding us back? What is something that we can't let go of? With me and with her was peanut butter sandwiches, or peanut butter in general. Even with me eating just peanut butter, the peanut butter itself, like a teaspoon, is 160 calories. So if I eat 2, 3 teaspoons, like there's probably what, 2 teaspoons on a slice of bread. So that's over 300 calories on each slice, right? Telling you, it adds up. So what I do, I suggested a powder. And instead of eating sandwiches, if I have a taste for peanut butter, I put it in my smoothie. And she started using it, and she said she loves it. She doesn't even buy jars of peanut butter anymore. She just gets her, her serving size of powdered peanut butter, half the calories, half the issue. Okay. So what all it takes is sometimes a wellness session to help you tweak what you are already doing. That's correct. And we're just gonna elevate it. So if you're interested in a strategy session, please inbox me and let me know. But yes, that is something that I noticed from that question, is when I started strong in my wellness journey, but then I fell off. When I got too comfortable with, oh, my body cute, I'm good, I was so close to my goal, and I was 8 to 12 pounds away from it, gone like that. Now I'm back to 30. Okay, so all I know is, even though I won this wellness challenge and just lost 15 pounds in 6 weeks, and if you're interested in our Unbig Our Back challenge, I'll help you with your journey as well. It can't be out your head. I always, in my mind now, especially since I actually won the competition at my gym, I always got to move as if I'm in transformation mode. I can't let off the gas for nothing, okay? I always in my mind have to have like a big event in my head that I want to get nice for. What, 2 years ago was my wedding. I wanted to lose. I lost 30 pounds for that. And then after I got married and stuff, I got down to my weight loss goal. And I want to get to my weight loss goal because once you reach a goal that you have in mind, you get to treat yourself, right? So my treat, once I reach my ultimate goal, and I might not tell you guys yet. I'm gonna let you guys know. Uh, my wellness warriors that join the Unbig Our Back challenge, I'll let you guys know my goal personal. But once I reach my goal, I'm gonna do a brand shoot, and I'm gonna do. I want to do a brand shoot for my meal prep service and my wellness brand. So I'm gonna be doing like 2-piece sets and stuff, and then I'm going to have a shopping spree. So I'm gonna do my husband's gonna treat me to a shopping trip. So I won't. Who doesn't want to go shopping? And who else don't want to go shopping because your clothes are too big? Just think about that. You know how I remember when I was bigger, I was over 230 pounds. And I remember the point where I was tired of upping my size. Like I was like high school, of course, I was like mediums and small. And then I start going to larges, and then start going to extra larges, and then my dresses start going from 8 to 9, then went to 11s and 12s, and then my jeans start going from 14 to 16. I was like, wait a minute, okay, hold up, something ain't right. So I had to really be self-aware. If you're not self-aware with yourself, you're not going to be able to do this. Okay, you have to really you don't want someone else pointing out how big you're getting. Okay, because I don't know about y'all, but I have a grandmother that will point out if you gain some weight. Okay, she got me together last year. Mother-in-law too. But you want to be self-aware to the point where you want to correct yourself. So when you realize you are gaining weight, don't beat yourself up. I don't want anyone to beat themselves up because we are human at the end of the day. But we also want to be self-aware, so when we fall off for those 10 pounds, even 20 pounds, we can get that back like that. It's when we are not self-aware and we let 50 pounds pass us by like that. Easy. when we let 30 pounds pass us like that, we turn around and we come back, we're like, I gained 30, 40 pounds. You know, and I understand we're human, and I'm not talking about women that have kids or anything like that, because that's a whole nother ball game. Okay, I have a lot of moms in my wellness warriors, and y'all, it's a whole nother ball game when you have kids. But it's a very self-aware thing. Like, wait a minute, I can't fit my favorite jeans no more. That was one of my triggers. I can't fit my cute dress no more. Like, I'm gonna show you my dress on here. Like this, I love this dress. Okay, back unbigged again. Okay, waist hello. And it was very hard to realize that months ago it was hard for me to get in this dress. So you want to make sure, and thank you for liking this video. Make you give a share, a like, a comment on your favorite parts of the video. But it can be very hard to realize that, wow, I've gained weight. But once you realize it, it's okay. Monday, we can get started. That's why I have accountability sessions for Sundays. So you know what, you can start tonight by eating a good, healthy, hearty meal. You can start tonight by making sure you get some kind of water in, electrolytes, coconut water, you know, stuff like that. You can start by tonight, just by starting tonight, taking this live Q&A accountability session seriously. You can start and figure out what you're going to eat for next week. Or if you're someone that doesn't like to plan ahead like that, because a lot of us don't, you know, we all busy. We can also start, what do we cook? What am I eating for Monday and Tuesday? Just plan that much. What am I about to eat for Monday and Tuesday? And you know, the less you have to worry about or think about what you're going to eat, something that's more room for you to think about more important things, like making money and scheduling more important things. Okay? So, that is a way, or how I always started a weight loss journey, fell off, and got back on track. Another question that comes in, and feel free to ask your questions in the comments. I am Sharday, your wellness and weight loss strategist, here to help my ladies, my guys, everyone in between, to lose weight naturally and better our relationship with food. Okay, and a lot of us don't realize we have a bad relationship with food, and we need to do better with it, because when we realize in our minds that food is fuel and not just something to eat, it can do wonders for our bodies. When I realize that if I eat this meal, not only do I feel better, it can help me gain muscle strength. It can help me gain strength in general, make my muscles look good, unbig my back, also give me more energy for the day without having to drink coffee, um, making me a more pleasant person to be around, better energy, so I can attract better as well. Baby, you just never know what a good, delicious meal can take you. And I'm not talking about your favorite meal from McDonald's. I'm not talking about your favorite meal from Applebee's. I'm talking about a good home cooked meal to fuel your day. Just starting with your first meal. Okay, so another question came in. Okay, this is a great question. So, how do I lose weight without tracking everything I eat? Now, that's a great question, because a lot of people ask me, do you track your calories? Do you track your calories? I am on a calorie deficit, but I do not track every single thing I eat. I do not. What really helps is um, I'm aware that I'm in a calorie deficit. So a calorie deficit is when you are eating a certain amount of calories per day, which also includes, and a lot of people don't realize, also includes um, your beverages as well. So For instance, I go to the gym 5 days a week. So that means I have to put in about 14 to 1600 calories a day, because your body needs the fuel to keep going. You don't want to undereat as well. That's a thing. And you don't want to lose muscle. So, you want to be in a calorie deficit. Now, if you're someone that's trying to learn what your calorie deficit is, please inbox me, and I would love to help you figure that out. Because it goes based off of your height, your weight, and also your daily activity. How did tracking may have made you feel overwhelmed or obsessed on a point, and how you learned to eat more mindfully? Oh yeah, so when I first started my meal prepping journey and stuff like that, I was kind of logging in my stuff in an app. Now, if you're someone that really wants to track your calories and everything you eat, you measure, please get a scale if you can. It's just a little tedious for me, but if you can, get you a scale, get you measuring cups, and listen, and also looking at your labels. Identifying your labels are very important in your calorie deficit and weight loss journey, because if you realize how much a certain amount is in calories, it really helps you to stay on track. So, say for instance, oh yes, and also the rule of thumb: protein, a healthy carb, vegetables. Okay, every meal of the day should have those three elements. Okay, so breakfast, eggs, a healthy carb, let's say seeded bread, or I guess some fruits could be considered carbs, but fruits as well um, are very important. So you want to make sure that you have a protein, a healthy carbohydrate, and vegetables every meal of the day, whether you're eating 3 times a day, 2 times a day, or 5 times a day, like I used to. Well, not 5 times a day, but yes. But yes, let me see. Without tracking every single thing I eat. So you're going to be mindful of what you're eating, okay? Also being mindful of when you stop eating and start eating. That helps so much for keeping track, because if you start as soon as you wake up eating, then you're already starting your number. You're already starting the clock. So you want to make sure that you're mindful of what time you're eating. For instance, I particularly intermittent fast, and if you want to learn more about that, inbox me about fasting or the word fast or something, and I'll send you my ebooks talking about the different types of fasts that you may enjoy. But for me, I cut off eating after 9, and I don't eat until 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. the next day. So that's around a 16 to 17 hour fast. So that means between now, people, when they hear fast, they're like, oh my God, I got to starve myself. Now, I don't want anyone to starve themselves, because I've lost weight even 5 times a day as well. Um, Now, if someone were to ask me which one was more, no, like, which made a bigger change, honestly, I've noticed a bigger change eating 5 times a day. So there's a way to eat 5 times a day and not gain weight. I've actually lost weight, especially if you eat the right foods with exercise. Oh yes, you can definitely lose weight eating 5 times a day. I'm not here to help tell you guys to starve yourself, because that's not a healthy way of weight loss, and we're all about healthy wellness tips over here. Okay. Without tracking things, just being mindful of how much is in a serving size is very important. Being mindful of how much is in a serving size is very important, so you can properly proportion your meals. So say you what certain grams of say salmon. I love salmon. And then if you're gonna portion out your brown rice or your vegetables, once you know and I can identify how many calories that is, you could take the game and run with it. And that's always important when you're in a calorie deficit. You don't have to track every single meal, but to know the range of all your meals. And once you get used to it, you're going to do it without having to measure everything. You know what I mean? It didn't take me long to, I don't want to say eyeball, but just get into the realm of what 100 calories of something is. And also, I would also say, especially if you're mindful of how much you drink in calories, that's going to make a major difference right there. Because a lot of us don't realize that we drink a lot of our calories. We drink a lot of our calories, and that adds up. So a lot of us drink our juices and drink our sodas, and even when it's diet, even when it's sometimes sugar free, it can add up. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes even sugar free stuff I be suspect about because I be like, it don't taste sugar free. So what's the other sugar? I don't know. But sugar free over sugary stuff. But sugary drinks, if you're someone that has stomach issues, that have a lot of bloating, a lot of, like puffy face, stuff like that, once you decrease your salt, a lot of us consume a lot of salt that bloats us up, but also your sugary drinks, that's a big factor as well. Um, Next question is, why am I working out? Okay, so the question is, why am I working out but not losing weight? Now, a lot of us, a lot of my wellness warriors come to me with this question because it's like they go every week, they go every few days and stuff like that, and they are not seeing results. Well, something that I realized on with my wellness warriors and with myself is sometimes boring gets you results. Yes, I said it. Sometimes boring gets us results. Meaning, if we do the same workout every day for the first week, so say if you go to the gym 3 days a week, do that same routine all 3 days. A full body day, a upper body day, a lower body day. Bam. Same thing all week. Once your muscles start getting used to it, it's able to start doing what we call muscle memory. So once we do muscle memory, engage our core when we're doing exercises. So we're working on more stomach and stuff like that. I try to implement a stomach workout after every workout if I can. Towards the end, that's more of my warm down before my cardio at the end. So say if you have a warm up, a warm down, my warm down is a core workout. Try to. And I'm working on it. But also you also could be over exercising as well. I had to learn you're not supposed to work out muscles that are already sore because you have to give those muscles time to recover, right? So like for instance, we all know, and if you haven't found out already, leg day probably gonna be the hardest day for us. Leg day, especially for us ladies, something I learned about us ladies, we go hard when it comes to legs, and guys go hard when it comes to upper body. So what we need to work on more so is upper body, because we all want that sexy back. Because we already know our legs are strong, but we gotta get that sexy back and our arms toned. So we gotta work on more upper bodies than usual. But lower body, we continue to strengthen. But also we try to make sure we don't work out. Sorry, we try to work out without overstraining our muscles. But also we need a recovery day. Always have a recovery day. Now, if you're going to the gym 6 days a week, 7 days a week, that's amazing. But you have to give your body a day or two to recover, especially if you're doing progressive overload. Especially on a leg day. So say if you're having a leg day and you're sore the next day, do upper body the next day, okay? And then say if you're lower body still sore from 2 days ago. Work on midsection that day, or different part of the back. Sometimes you got to give your muscles time to recover, because if you don't, it's gonna make the recovery is really where the reward comes from. You're not gonna lose the weight or unbig our back because of the workout. We do it from the recovery part, from us getting the right amount of sleep, and we're getting, regenerating our muscle fibers and such like that. Another way that we may be working out but not losing weight is we're not consistent with our workouts. Again, when I say that you do try to do a workout and try to do an actual routine for the month. That's what I used to do. And working on doing it more so. Like this week, I'm working on this. Week 2, I'm doing this. Week 3, I'm doing this. Or even just being consistent throughout the month. Of this is my full body day. This is what I do. Upper body day, these are the exercises I do. And then lower body day, these are the exercises I do. And then switch them up every. But your body will love the more consistent you are. Um, and the more boring it is as well, especially when it comes to food. Um, why am I working out but not losing weight? And feel free to send in your questions as well. Why am I working out and not losing weight? Also, you may be not pushing yourself to go harder as well. If your body is hit a plateau, you're not going to lose weight. You're not going to gain muscle because your body's used to it. You're not challenging your body. And our bodies are created to be challenged. Physically, definitely are meant to be challenged. So you want to make sure that, okay, this week I'm doing 10 dumbbells, 10-pound dumbbells. I'm going to work to 15 this week. Or last week I did 15 dumbbells. Let me work to 20s this week. Or at least with certain movements, Or just switching up sometimes with the reps, what is, please forgive me if I'm getting this wrong. It's lower reps, higher weights. So say if it's easy to do 10 of these at 10, how about working on doing 15, doing 8, or 20s, doing 6? And also sometimes what can be part of that working out but not losing weight, you're not giving your muscle memory time. Meaning you gotta slowly go with the movement. Now that I'm more advanced at the gym, I'm no longer a beginner. I'm not even gonna lie. So I understand now, back when I was a beginner, how some people kind of corrected me on my form and how they corrected me on my I don't want to say rep, because the slower you go, the better. That's why sometimes it depends on your music too, because your music could be throwing you off. It could be throwing you off. So you want to make sure you have that mind to muscle connection. Two things that I try to remember when I'm, excuse me, while I'm lifting weights at the gym: mind muscle connection and progressive overload, right? So I try not to just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You got to move slower in your movement so your muscle can really have time to work. And that really was a big identifier for me, losing weight and unbigging my back, especially because when I unbig my back, I was really able to be more mindful of my movements in general, which also helped my balance, which helped my core, because when we strengthen our core and the better our core gets, the better our whole system gets. Because our stomach is our second brain. Okay, how many of us can't eat or can't function without unless we eat? And then if we don't eat right, we can't function right. That's because our stomach is our second brain, and we have to make sure we maintain a healthy gut. Okay. Okay. So, question was, how do I stay? Okay. How do I stay how do I stay consistent when I'm not when I'm busy, tired, and unmotivated? Well, I'm gonna tell you a time where I didn't feel like it. Okay. Okay, so I remember getting ready for this transformation challenge. There was weeks where I was like, man, I ain't gonna win this thing anyway. Well, I didn't say that. But there was times when I was doing a challenge and I was like, man, I don't feel like it. I'm like, I've been doing good for the past 2, 3 weeks. I don't need to really put it all in this week. But that's not how winners think. Winners think I have to keep doing this over and over and over again. I have to keep making sure that I do everything I can to succeed because the more wins, the more opportunities. The more opportunities, the more money. The more money, the more people I can help. The more people I can help, the more God is pleased. The more God's pleased, the more I can get it to heaven. That's always the goal, right? Anyways, having to go having to do it anyway, whether you feel unmotivated, whether you're tired, whether you're just busy. I always I tell people all the time. I told someone very close to me recently, there is absolutely no excuse to not work out. There's absolutely no excuse. I don't care how tired you are. I don't care how busy you are, because millionaires and even billionaires make sure they put in fitness in their journey, in their day. They gotta wake up an hour early. They gotta go to sleep late. Go to sleep early. They gotta make it happen, but they gotta put it in. They gotta put in the work in order to keep going, in order to get to their goal. Because who wants to make millions of dollars and they gotta spend half of it on medical bills? Who feel like spending their millions of dollars, their thousands of dollars, their hundreds of dollars on medications? None of us. And I know people that they put their last into their medical bills, their last into their medications, their last into their policies that couldn't go through, their last, all because they didn't take their health seriously. Okay? And you don't want it for it to be too late. So if you have a spouse, if you have a cousin, an auntie, a friend that's on you about your wellness journey, on you about going to the gym, don't push them off. Don't let them be like, whatever, all right, sure, I'll do it next week. God brought us to you. I am here for you for a reason, and that is to motivate you to get in the gym. And okay, you ain't got to go to the gym. I want you to take a walk. Okay, you ain't got an hour. I need 30. Give me 30 minutes around a park, a neighborhood, around the job, on lunch, something. But at home on the couch, you don't have to lay down on your couch. You could work out on your couch. You could take a little corner in your living room, in your kitchen, in your dining room, in your bedroom, and make that your designated spot to work out. 30 minutes. Can someone in these comments tell me 30 minutes? Give me 30 minutes. Okay? You could do that before bed tonight, or I'm going to need you to do it tomorrow for 45 if you ain't do it tonight. But being busy, being tired, being unmotivated, that's not going to get you nowhere. You can't be motivated all the time to do what you need to do. You can't be, excited all the time. Yeah, I get to work out. Who feel like going to the gym all the time, all day, every day? Unless you're a bodybuilder, ain't nobody that excited to go to the gym. We do it because we have to. We're doing it for our bodies. We're doing it for our future selves. We're doing it for our 40-year-old, 50-year-old, 60-year-old, 80-year-old self. Okay? Because what we do now is going to directly affect us in the next 10 years. Ask me how I know. If you or me decided today to just stop because we're not motivated, stop because we're too busy with kids, too busy with, life, too busy cleaning the house, too busy doing that, just think we just made that excuse now for the next 10 years. And I've seen it. Think about using that excuse for the next 10 years, the next 5 years. Time goes by. You go to a grocery store and you need people to help you with 4 grocery bags. You need help, someone getting you in and out the car. You need someone to help. You need to go pick up medications from your, you know, liver issues or this issue or that issue. When you decide today that you're not going to let you being tired, you being unmotivated, you being scared for people to see you at the gym when people really don't care how you look at the gym, as long as you're there, as long as you stop being insecure about how you look and just go, just do it. Like the brand says, the better your life will be. Like I always say, I don't know not one person that goes to the gym, that works out, period, that eats good, that are miserable, that are horrible to be around, that aren't better for society. When you think about it, and tell me if I'm wrong, my wellness warriors watching. When we go to small, confined places such as getting into small cars, getting on rides at a amusement park, and this can go for young or older, getting on a plane, getting on a bus, you know, what is somebody comments a small confined place that we have to go into? Like, for instance, I just recently went to the Arch and we had to get on these little sham rides, sham ride, I think that's what it's called, to get up to the Arch. It's, y'all know it's our tallest building in the city, I think. Well, no, it's not. I don't know. But we have to get on these little bitty carts in order to get up to the very top, right? Just think about how hard it is to get on at the size that you are. It was a little struggle for me. When I was over 230 pounds, getting on Six Flags rides, it was a little snug for me, having to put that belt on, right? Just think how you want to feel better getting in certain places. You have to think about, I don't want to be the one that has to make excuses for why. Anyways, I just want you guys to know that you have everything in you right now, especially since you're watching this live, watching a replay, to turn your life around, okay? And you could be tired, you could be unmotivated, and you could be busy. And 1-2 days when you're too busy to function, yeah. But when you can't take at least 3 designated days, I'm not even saying 2 no more, at least 3 days a week, to put an hour a day, 3 hours a week into your fitness, you don't want any goal on your list, you don't want it bad enough. You don't want that promotion bad enough. You don't want that weight loss goal bad enough. You don't want that $1 million bad enough. You don't want that new skill bad enough. If you can't even designate 3 hours a week to bettering your fitness, at home, in the gym, in a class, doing a sport, going up and down stairs, something, taking a walk outside. I took a walk outside, first time in forever, and I'm like, oh my God, I need to do this more often. And yes, for our wellness warriors, for our Unbig Our Back challenge, we're also implementing 10K steps a day. I plan on doing 10K steps a day. So I really, anyways, so that's why being it's important. You can be tired, you can be busy, but I need you to designate 3 hours. You could do 3 hours. You already 3 hours on the phone scrolling. You already be gossiping with your coworker, your friend, your family member on the phone. You already be worried about what he and she doing online. You already going down a rabbit hole about Michael Jackson, um, Elon Musk, Trump, all this other stuff. You're already going down rabbit holes learning about government, this, that, world news, stuff like that. You could designate you scrolling on Facebook, scrolling on Instagram, playing games on your tablet, all that. You got 3 hours a week to dedicate to your fitness, to dedicate to your body. You can't go wrong with that. What if you go for a walk and think of $1 million idea? And I say that And I say that all the time because a lot of people, a lot of millionaires, they say they get their best thinking taking a walk or going or in the shower, or just by themselves. Period. So, what's stopping you? And let me know when you're ready to make a change. We are starting our Unbig Our Back challenge starting June 1st. Now, let's make sure that we are able to make that happen. We're starting with 10K steps that day. We are going to do our checklist that will be emailed to you, that you're going to have a full packet to do, so you can print it out if you need to, put it on your wall, put it on your fridge, mark your calendars. And I want you to take this seriously because Shay's Wellness Warriors, we ain't called warriors for nothing. We do what we say. We're going to make it happen. We're going to become, well, if you don't want to become rich, that's on you, but well off either way, okay? And one of our last questions is, what do I eat when I'm trying to lose weight but still want to eat but still want real food? What do I eat? What do I eat when I'm trying to lose weight but still want to eat real food? When I tell you what I ate last night, I home cooked some meals. Y'all know I love salmon. So I made salmon, um, purple sweet potatoes mashed, and ooh, I'm gonna eat that tonight. I'm gonna eat that right after this. And I had cabbage. When I tell you that just made me feel good. And tonight I'm doing salmon, sweet potato, and vegetables. When I tell you that makes me feel so good to eat like that, and still, I got my protein in, my carb, and vegetables. Protein, carb, vegetables. Period. When I do when I do a carb, I always love sweet potatoes. That's just a powerhouse of vitamins, nutrients that I love. Okay, you can dice them, bake them, do it like a baked potato. I do mashed sweet potatoes, but salmon, you could do salmon, sardines, tuna if you're a pescatarian or doing fish. I'm telling you right now, if you do fish and because some people ask me, what kind of diet should I get on, or if I should, or some people I've had a wellness warrior tell me all the time, okay, I'm not going to eat meat anymore. You know, she has this weight loss goal, as many of us. Oh, thank you for the follow. Thank you. And thank you for liking the live as well. We're talking wellness and weight loss for Shay's Wellness Club Q&A sessions, okay? Um, but yes, I had a wellness warrior talk about how every time they, come to me, they always talk about how, okay, I'm ready to give up meat. They have a weight loss goal. They have some ways to go. And she wants to automatically just cut out meat. Now I understand, cool, you can cut out meat, but you have to have a plan after that. Okay, so you go a month without meat, and then what? You're gonna start back eating meat, and then not even cut off any meat at that. So of course you're gonna gain back the weight you lost. So I always suggest that if you're going to do something as drastic as taking meat away, I always push for pescatarian. So like only shellfish or fish uh meals, because they're really, I don't know, I feel like you could still get all your nutrients, your protein, and feel full but also feel great after. So for instance, I do deveined shrimp, uh salmon, of course, tuna, all kinds of ways. Um, Sardines. I'm telling y'all, don't hurt me. But sardines is kind of the play right now because it kind of fills you up. And honestly, if you know how to make tuna fish, you can make it the same way with sardines. I promise you. And guess what? And you're gonna say, Sharday, you was not black. Let me get my black card. Don't take my stuff away. Well, I don't even care about no black card anyway. But anyways, replace, and this is for anyone that's watching to the end, since you guys are still here and you watch to the replay to the end too. Great replacements if you're on your wellness journey. Instead of sour cream, instead of mayo, do plain yogurt. It don't have a taste, and if it do, it's kind of like a sour taste, like sour cream. I do instead of mayo in my tuna fish, I do yogurt. You might be like, ugh, why are you putting yogurt and tuna together? It tastes the same. It tastes the same, especially if you season it the same way. Put your eggs in there with your fish and stuff. It tastes the same, okay? I don't want to say less calories, but less dairy. You know what I mean? Less mayonnaise, stuff like that. So say deviled egg. Well, I don't really eat deviled eggs like that. But anyways, so say if you like a lot of us like Mexican food, instead of sour cream, if you're going to Qdoba, if you're going to Chipotle, stuff like that, take away the sour cream and cheese. Take those away, and you have a real powerful bowl. Instead, either keep it away or add sour cream. No, add plain Greek yogurt instead of sour cream. That was a game changer for me. For me, that helped with my acne because sour cream, processed cheese like American cheese and stuff like that, kind of really bothered my skin. And I didn't realize that until I had to identify, wow, that's not good for my skin. But even though plain yogurt is still dairy, it's just for some reason just less harsh on my skin. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it. Just like, because if y'all stay to the end now, I'm going to give y'all all the gems I can. Milk chocolate, dark chocolate, always pick dark chocolate. I don't like the taste of dark chocolate. Grow up, okay? Dark chocolate is actually really good for your skin in its portion. Don't overdo it. Milk chocolate is processed. That's why we're kind of allergic to it. A lot of us don't realize when we eat something and break out from it, that means we're allergic to it. That means that's not good for our skin. Okay. So processed cheese. I had to stop buying American cheese. I love my Velveeta, but I had to stop eating Velveeta mac and cheese and stuff like that. I can't eat. You know, not even because of lactose intolerance or anything, because my skin just it doesn't love us. It really don't. You know, ice cream, processed, too much sugar. So thank you guys for joining me today on Shay's Wellness Club accountability sessions. I'm here every Sunday at 6:30 Central Standard Time, and I pray that you have a great week. Don't forget the tips in this video, and go back to the replay if you need to for the ideal tips to write down. Please write down these tips because they really do help. And remember, fitness, eating right, home cooked meals, accountability. We're doing it the UMA way, UMA method. Unbigging our back in the kitchen, moving with intention, with workouts at home or at the gym, and we're holding ourselves accountable, okay? And we're gonna, after from these 3 steps, we can't help but we can't lose, okay? I love you guys. Be kind to someone, make someone smile this week, and I'll see you on the next one. Love you guys. Bye.